Welcome to the village. Okay, now I have some doctors with me today. I will let all of you introduce yourselves because there's 4 doctors, 4 out of the, 6 doctors at St. Teresa Hospital. So I'm going around and everyone will state your name and what kind of doctor you are.
My name is David James. I'm an orthopedic surgeon.
Orthopedic surgeon, okay.
Yes.
Your turn.
Dr. Wal Mayan, medical officer.
Medical officer. Great. See how fun this is?
I'm Dr. Joseph, medical officer.
Medical officer. And last but certainly not least,
I'm Wane Patrick, a medical officer.
thanks for all sitting here in our home with tea. Why don't you tell me the process? Like, what does a medical officer mean and how do you become a medical officer in South Sudan?
We have our medical school. If you join medical school, after 6 years, then you will go for an internship. It's all about 1 year. After you do the internship, you will sit for a qualification exam. And then after that, you will be qualified as a medical officer. Or another way around, they used to call it a general practitioner.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all these medical officers are general practitioners?
Yeah, it's just like British system and American system.
Okay.
Yeah, but they are all the same. Somebody who completed his undergrad, and after that he did his internship. So from there, you will be qualified as a general practitioner. And our system here in South Sudan, a general practitioner will be deployed to rural areas, whereby he has to deliver services in different departments. Could be pediatrics, could be general surgery, could be gynae ops. Even you can be in an expanded program of immunization. And most of our medical officers, they are qualified whenever they come to peripheral hospitals. Sometimes you will get one skilled medical officer whereby he will teach his colleagues so that they will be able to do some emergency surgical and obstetrical procedures. Like maybe you have witnessed here, they used to do an emergency cesarean section, they used to do appendectomy, and even they can do expiratory laparotomy for this, what we call sigmoid valvular, so intestinal obstruction. Sometimes they used to remove the spleen if there is a trauma. So they are highly skilled. And based on the cases that we have here, they are even can be considered as surgeons, but they don't have the certificate for it. So this is what we call the medical officer in the context of South Sudan.
Thank you. That was a really helpful explanation. It makes sense because like Dr. Joseph and I are taking care of pediatrics together, but he also takes care of the adult ward. But in addition to that, sometimes he's called in and he does cesareans or other surgeries. Dr. Patrick is mainly in the surgical unit, but he also takes call for everywhere else, including the pediatric ward. And Dr. Bull is really everything surgical that I've seen, but he also takes on call for the pediatric ward. Of course, Dr. David is an orthopedic surgeon, so his role here is different. But how did the 3 of you end up then being placed here in St. Teresa? Did you apply or like Dr. David said, medical officers are deployed places. So were you chosen to be here? Did you apply to be here? And why in the roles that you're in? Like, why are you always in OBGYN and you're in surgery and you're in peds med? I'll let Patrick start.
Yeah, thank you. In particular, me, how I got to St. Teresa, there was an advert that was ran last year around August, and it was posted on the South Sudan NGO forum that St. Teresa Mission Hospital in Zara, they need a medical officer. And by then I was still doing my internship, and fortunately I also did it from Uganda. So when I was there, during my internship of 1 year, I was left with the 4 months. And I knew after finishing, I have to be practicing. So I got that chance, I applied. And then after that, it went off. I think there was some issues with the human resource program. And then they said they have held a position at the moment. I also just gave it up. So luckily, around May, I got another SMS and the HR was confirmed my location that they have shortlisted my name. I applied last year in August. So where am I? By then I'd already finished internship. So I was so grateful. Though I was retained where I was in my internship center on the merits, I was in surgical department. So I was already also there employed. So when I got to know this, I prepared myself. It didn't take long. Then we did an interview online. Then later, after like 2-3 weeks, I received a phone call that following the interview you did, you were able to emerge as the successful person. So that's really how I got to St. Teresa Mission Hospital in Zara. It was through the advert.
Okay. Was it this similar situation for you both, Dr. Joseph, Dr. Bull?
Thank you. I start even they called me open. Even I thought that we are two. There was two me. I was in working in the EZO County Hospital at the site. I was there in the Department of Surgery. From there, I apply also. The same last year I applied. They called me even, and it is take time even. Take 3 months, something like this one long. Even I myself. By sudden, the HR was called me twice. Called me that you just prepare yourself. By tomorrow, go to the quiet place, and then we're going to with you the interview. You succeed already to come out to St. Teresa. At that time, I did the interview well, and then he called me again after a few weeks. He said that was to come to Nzara Hospital. Yeah, from there, even Dr. Patrick, I come to heart here. There is another my colleague even is come.
Nice.
He will come.
So
And
you
there were
knew
two.
each other before?
Yes. No, we didn't. We don't know each other before.
Okay.
I reached here the 2nd of June, and I think the Patrick is on the 4th of June. That is the beginning of the journey.
Yes. So, how come you were in the position, you applied specifically for Ped Med and you applied for the surgery, or was it decided? Or
No, we apply for we have the CV. Our CV is there. Okay, all the details. Because before even we stay in the hospital, we are working in the hospital for the 3 years or 4 years before we come here. That's why this information, all it is in in my CV there. I put in my CV.
Okay.
So the distribution, even according to our things, the hospital there is challenges, a lot of challenges. Yeah. That's why he distribute as according.
Yeah, maybe to add on concerning the advert, there were some specifications on, especially the one I read, that they are looking for a general practitioner who is good in surgical and obstetric emergency skills. So that's how, to me, I knew, and also my drafted contract, when they sent it, they specified the department that I will be in. Okay. So I knew where I was coming and what I will be doing. Though, as Dr. David has said, as a general practitioner, normally the hospital, the clinical supervisor, like maybe the medical director, with time we rotate. Some takes like every 6 months, others take annually, because we are general. That's why we do calls according to our roster. You go the other side, you attend to all those events where necessary.
Well, Dr. Bull's story, of course, is very different. He's been here a long time now, which is why you see him everywhere doing everything.
Okay.
Why are you laughing, Dr. David? What? No, tell me.
Yes,
I want to know.
His story is somehow fascinating. That's why.
His story? It's fascinating. Oh, yes, everybody wants to know the fascinating story.
Okay.
Oh, Ashley's here too, by the way. Ashley, why don't you introduce yourself too to everyone listening?
Great.
Also.
My name is Ashley, and I am working with Mavash, and I'm a pediatric ICU flight nurse for the last 8 years.
She's my partner in crime here. All right, Dr. Bull.
Thank you. I joined the hospital 2021.
3 years.
3 years, yeah. And then by then the hospital maternity was not yet open. The hospital was running pediatric, medical, and surgical.
No maternity ward.
No maternity ward yet. Yeah. Maternity ward was built and it was not open. So CMMB was supporting the PHCC maternity. So by the time I came in, it was through an advert. We went through interview in April 2021. Then I came in the same month, and then we started working in maternity in the PHCC, which is next to the hospital. Then in the same year, after 2 months, the maternity was open, and then we were shifted to that side.
Okay.
And I think to also clarify too, Dr. Bull was the only medical officer at St. Teresa for the last 3 years. So he ran the entire hospital by himself. And he's being very humble, and he basically started the maternity department by himself. So that is some incredible work that Dr. Bull has done.
He is being very humble because I think there is maximum 2 doctors here at any time because the rest of the doctors are newer compared to you.
Yeah, actually, Dr. Mustafa, who is the coordinator for CMMB, was the one supporting me, especially when I'm not there. So I was supporting maternity, surgical, and even pediatric sometimes. So this was a work schedule. So it was a bit tough, but we pushed it.
Yeah, a bit tough. It sounds very tough. Like you never rested.
Yeah. No rest.
If I can get personal for a second, speaking of... we talk about how you got here? Okay, David, I'm sorry. He's like, what about me? Yes, please, tell us your story. Tell us your whole story. You come from Juba every month. That's fascinating, too.
Thank you once again. My story is somehow different. How I got to Anzara, as I said, my name is David. I'm an orthopedic surgeon. So I went for my postgraduate studies. And after 3 months, COVID came in. Life was difficult in Ethiopia.
Life was difficult?
Yeah, it was very difficult.
Yes, tell us how your life was difficult.
Yeah, you are in a foreign country, you have no one, and people are dying of COVID, no ventilators, and you are serving at that hospital, which is very difficult. If something happened to you, who will be next to you? So it wasn't an easy experience. We got COVID, and luckily enough, we made it. After the second year, immediately, a war broke out in Ethiopia. For the last 4 years, every time there is a problem in Ethiopia. So till we ran out of cash. In 2022, I met with the CEO and founder of Australian Doctors for Africa during a training in Addis Ababa because I was in a place called Bahar Dar, very far in the northern west part of Ethiopia. So we went for a training, and then I managed to meet him. Then he knows something about South Sudan, and specifically it was about Anzara. When somebody introduced me to him, the first question was, do you know Anzara? I said, sorry, I don't know, but it's in the western part of the country called Western Equatoria. He said, yes. And then I forwarded the question to him again. How come that you know Anzara and you don't know Juba? Then he said he was supporting an orthopedic surgeon who's supposed to come and serve here in Anzara, but that person was having other commitment after he finishes his residency program. So then he told me, where are you from or where have you been working? I told him I was working the opposite side of Western Equatoria. I was working in Eastern Equatoria. So then he told me about how Australian Doctors for Africa, how about this organization managed to make it and how they deliver support. Then immediately I was having some financial issues. Then I told him I am facing financial issues. He said, it's okay. Just write for me your CV and give me some details about that side and I will see what I can help. And just within 1 week, he replied to me and he was asking me that, will you be able to go back to Eastern Equatoria? I said, that area, it has like a population of 2-3 million. And I'm going to be the only orthopedic surgeon to that place. He said, wow. So be there. I will stand by your side. So he supported me during my last year of residency program. And we met again just before finishing my residency by like 2 months. We met again. And then he came up with an idea that why not to go and give some services to Anzara as long as the other guy, he failed to make it. I have a friend of mine, his name is Daniel, and he's a retired cardiologist. He's one of the donors to that hospital, they call it Friends of St. Teresa. So why not to go and support that friend of mine with 3 days in a month? I said, it's okay. There is no problem. I can make it as long as I'm going to deliver services to people who are not getting access to orthopedic services. I'm for it.
Yeah.
So I finished my residency. I contacted him and he made a group between me, him and Dr. Daniel who are in communication also with the medical director. Things were actually going smoothly. And then I asked him that I want to go to Anzara. He said, no, you have to settle down for 2-3 months. You have been away for 4 years. You did not see your family. Make your things and then I will contact you. Then in March, he sent me an email and he said, make your plan and Dr. Daniel is coming to Juba. Then you will go together. And when I came, the place is actually a very nice place to be. The community actually they're in need of orthopedic services. We managed to make our first visit. It was successful. It was an assessment like orthopedic need. We have seen almost like 105 cases, and with the next visit, we started to do some surgeries and more support on the way to Anzara. I'm actually very happy to be in Anzara and to deliver services because people are very, very far from the capital city. Mostly orthopedic is all about, yes, you will get service in the capital city, but now they're getting it here. I'm very glad to deliver the skills that I have to my colleagues who are here to deliver these services that I actually have to deliver to my people to make them at least, because our goal in orthopedic is all about we want people to go back to their normal life or near normal life. You want them to go back to their activities instead of just lying down. So CMMB, actually, I managed to meet with most of the coordinators and also some of the donors from CMMB. I'm very happy for their support to this hospital and looking forward to see more and more coming to Anzara. And also the volunteers from CMMB, they have done a great job. Ashley was helping in pediatric. Now she has decreased the mortality rate in units. And also not forgetting Mahavash. She's doing great, even though I did not pronounce her name well, but she's doing great. She's doing great in pediatric department, and she's training also Dr. Joseph, who is now getting interest in pediatric and child health. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Dr. David. There's so much that you've seen, and you're so right because there was no orthopedic access here in Anzara, of course. And in the whole country, there's very little orthopedic surgery access. I think how many centers for orthopedics in the country of South Sudan?
We have Juba Teaching Hospital. This is the main hospital. Otherwise, we have a military hospital. Those are the two governmental hospitals that we have, and the rest is all about some private centers. So it's all about around the city. But whenever you go like 10 kilometers, you won't get services.
Yeah, and even for people in the majority of the country would be impossible even to make their way to Juba, which is the capital city, which is like 8 or 9 hour drive from here, or a flight from here. It's impossible, and when you need orthopedic services, there's no other way around that. So everyone's very lucky and blessed to have you here with all of your knowledge too. Now, where was your training done?
I did my training in Ethiopia. Undergraduate, it was in Sudan. And then postgraduate studies, I did it in Ethiopia. There is a place called Bahri Dar. It's actually in the northern western part of the country. It's all about 10 hours driving from the capital city. It's a busy place because our training was good, and even though it was during the wartime, but we managed to do most of the surgeries in that place.
So most of your experience has been during a pandemic and during war.
Yeah. And which is the same cases that we have here. In our context here, it's the same. Mostly bullet injuries, road traffic accident, pediatric injury, there are very many, and we used to see many of them here. Yeah. And in Ethiopia, because of these low income countries like South Sudan here, they have issues of infections, these bone infections, we call it osteomyelitis. It's quite common, and we do have it here. The only challenge we have is all about the traditional bone setters, whereby people do believe in them. But I was participating in one of the research about traditional bone setters. So the only thing that we can do is to bring them to our side, to train them, so that at least they will decrease mobility. They will know what they can do, because we cannot just stop them. At least they will know the danger signs, how this kind of fractures should be sent to the hospital, because it's difficult. People, they do believe in them so much.
Yeah, so you also have to deal with a lot of people going to these they're like traditional healers in a way too.
We have in Ethiopia, and here we have, that's why level of education matters. Even in some countries whereby you will get somebody PhD holder, and he will go to the traditional bone setter because they believe in them. So we have to work hard to increase the awareness about orthopedic services, and also to bring those guys to our side, to teach them, to enroll them in our trainings, some basic trainings in orthopedic. So it needs a lot of effort that we have to put on to improve services.
I'm sure there's a lot of risk for traditional bone setting.
Yes.
With issues of infection and just the tools they use. I mean, it seems like that would be much more painful and risky.
Yes.
So are they accepting of the trainings that you offer and working together?
We will try our best.
Yeah.
We are not going to stop. We'll try our best.
Yeah. As long as people go to them, there's no way to really stop it. Open it back up. All of you are, now you're working as doctors, and the three of you medical officers, you've kind of left your families, you're not from this specific area. So is that a pretty commonplace thing for you to graduate and start looking for any kind of work you can get? Is it difficult to be near your family, or is it kind of like the norm, expected to be away from where you grew up or your family or your children and come work wherever there's an opening? How does that, you know what I'm saying? How does that work?
The issue of the work and the family is critical sometimes if you are working far away from your family. For what we see, paying a doctor or healthcare professional, you are like a soldier. You can be taken from a place to another location in order to deliver services. So it will be a matter of balancing between the family care and what you are doing. So it is quite difficult sometimes, especially if the facility is understaffed. So you will take long time without visiting the family, but you persevere. I had been here for 3 years. I remember in 2022, I didn't go for leave for the whole year. So it's difficult, but we are pushing.
You do it, the reason is because the community needs you, or there's no other place to be, or like...
Yeah, as we mentioned before, I was working with Dr. Mustafa, who is in the office. So whenever I'm away, he will come and cover. When I come, he will go back to the office. So it's quite difficult with competing priorities. He has meetings, what. So it will lock me down now not to go away because, and a gap in the facility, it will create unfavorable situation because we have emergencies. And also at the end of 2022, Yambi State Hospital theater closed out for a reason or another. So most of the cases, mothers for cesarean section, obstructed hernias, most of them do come to Anzara. So it becomes difficult now. An absence of the officer or the surgeon on the ground, it will create a big gap. So that were some of the issues. So being away from the family is really not good because you need to rest, you need to take. But anyway, due to a critical situation, we managed to push the work. Now, with arrival of these colleagues, now the situation is better. So whenever I'm going for leave now, any of them can.
So without the help of the other medical officers, all of the job is left to basically one person who never gets a break, never gets to see their family, and just works 365 days a year. And having medical officers isn't just a help, but it's a necessity. You have to have at least the 4, if not more. Dr. David, when you did your training in Ethiopia, it was a different country too. Now you're back in Juba with your family, but when you did your training and you were in a pandemic and in a war zone, I'm sure you weren't able to leave either.
Yeah, it was quite a challenging time, but our setup, it's like that. Before going to residency program, I was moving around also most part of South Sudan, whereby it's quite challenging actually, quite challenging place, some difficult places. I have been there, like 5 or 6 places. So it wasn't something new to me. It's all about just because I was in a place, I have nobody that can speak my local language, even who can understand me well. And nobody will update you about what's going to happen and where people should run if something happened. So it was difficult. But we managed. With the one that we got, we learned from the conflict that happened in our country here. We managed to survive with it.
Because it's almost like conflict wasn't a new thing for you.
Yeah, because it happened here several times. It was happening actually before even the independence of South Sudan for like 21 years. But that one, it was difficult because nobody tells you anything and you don't know where to run. Here, at least we know that you run to the riverside. But in that place, difficult. Whatever gets you on the way, nobody will understand your language.
Without communication and knowing what to do, being in an area that's an unstable place without having a language and the communication and no kind of escape emergency plan must have been also frightening.
Yeah. But here it's good. And like here in Anzara, the security situation is very good. And you will not expect something that much like what was happening in Juba or even to remember what happened in Ethiopia. So luckily enough, here we managed to receive visitors, or even Marcy, she was here. People will come from all over the world. The other time, Dr. Daniel came from Australia. We're receiving people from very, very far places, and they are comfortable. And the security situation is good, and we hope it will continue like that to prosper this area.
Yeah, and that's the goal. Now, Dr. Bull had said, and you had mentioned too, like it's difficult, but you just keep doing it because the people need the services. And it seems like the way of life of the medical officers is to leave their family, work hard for several months, and then not see them for long periods of time. So what is the driving force knowing that medicine in this country is so difficult? Like I can tell you in the United States, you know that going through schooling, going through residency, you won't see your family and friends for long periods of time, or you may live away from them, but then once you start working, maybe you can try to find a job, then you live with your family or you live with your spouse, children, everything like that. But it seems to be like many doctors, like all of you doctors who I'm meeting, your family is not here with you. What's your driving force that makes you become a medical officer knowing that this situation will be so tough? Dr. Joseph.
Yes, in the medical practice, when even we start from the beginning, a lot of challenges is there. Even for the first, our hope to give the service to save the life of the people, and then to facilitate the way forward to improve the country, even with the medical staff. So from beginning, and then from there, I will start. I have the challenges was a family. I was family in Juba, and I'm in the hospital. Even I have something like go to the sometimes 7 months to 8 months. Even I'm going to reach even Juba, just from there, and then I came to Ezo. I didn't see them. Even I just called. That is all. The purpose was for the community, to save the life of the community. Maybe there is the family even they need also for your support in same things.
So financially.
Financially, yes, yeah. So for you are as the medical officer. If you are still in the level of the medical practitioner even this is a direction for you to struggle and even. Sometimes you get yourself, you're the one responsible for your family. A lot of family there, you should to support them. The challenges will come here. You want to go and done by few years, you want to go to postgraduate. And in same things you done for you before to go, for you to prepare yourself well. Then, if you not put the plan clear, even you're going to continue to feel yourself just you are struggling forever. For time being, I hope, even for any medical, all of us there will have the hope even to go far for the far study even for the postgraduate something like this. But the challenges is really they are there.
Yeah, challenging to work relentlessly and be away from family. The community makes it worth it, or even helping your family makes it worth it.
Helping of the family, it is the only one even to improve them even if they are to improve them the life they're going, because even when they are suffering, that means even you're suffering too.
Yeah.
That is it.
Yeah. What about you, Dr. Patrick?
Family challenges normally are there. And the first thing is that as you join medical schools, normally you are inspired by some people whom they have been mentoring you. And when you ask about them, how was their life in medical school, they will tell them that it's sometimes you prioritize patients. And I got to know that during our training, sometime when you reach a clinical year, you are posted to satellites, and by that time, if in that year of maybe I can say third year, you are posted away from even your university, and you are expected to be doing that health service provision in that hospital. Regardless of public holidays and these 50 season, you'd be thinking you go home, but the duty roster is showing that you should be serving. And I came to know that when I finished one of the Hippocratic oath, where they say the life of my patient is my first priority, regardless of the denomination, political party, religion, not that your sister, your brother, as long as you have been put and you have taken that oath that, you are going to serve. So it is in that context that my being here, it's really for the purpose of serving humanity. And how I got in here, because As I said, I trained from the neighborhood country, Uganda, and my family currently is in a refugee camp because of the conflicts that happened this side of South Sudan. So they flee, they are under UNHCR, so they are catered. So what they will be always thinking about me being here, they have a very bad memory about this side. And now you are going there alone, not even the nearby place, because where they were, it's just a matter of crossing a border, even footing you can cross. But now this side is very far. This is another state. So they'll be like, what if something happened there? How will you be coming? Whom do you know there? So it was a bit decision that I engaged them, following a discussion with also people on ground, how it's in Zara, to also feel that I will be secured, as if I come, I don't have a lot of challenges and regretting, because from here you come 1 month and you find things are hard again, you want to go back. And where you have left, you had already also resigned, so you'll be going nowhere. And all those factors are included because where I was working, it was good in the capital city of Uganda, that was Kampala. So as in, I was in Kampala, and there at least it would be a bit easier to go home, though it's more than, I think, 300 kilometers. It's a very long distance to my home district. So the thing is that sometimes at the moment that you graduate, you are done with school, you have been supported by this family. Now they are looking at you that, okay, we have offered you, what can you offer us as back? Because they look, some of us are like the breadwinners. Both parents are there, but their level of the income really can't support a lot. So you would be prompted to really leave home to make home better. And it is what normally moves you away from them. When you tell them that I'm here, but these are my challenges, these are the benefits I'm getting in this place, they also reassure you that, that is how work is. Just concentrate in your work, because the main thing you have gone there is for only one purpose. Just serve the patients, do your best, let them get healed, and they go home, and you feel really better when you get to really intervene, or if you save a near miss. And when you call them, because sometimes they ask, how has been your week? And if there is some incident that you'd want to tell them, they smile and they'll be like, okay. And then there we are also happy that you are there doing your work. So it's a bit that challenging. Some of us who are not married and long distance relationships, sometimes you go, you have to talk, get time, use your phones, talk for an hour, reassure someone that you are around, regardless of my being away, but hopefully time will come, and that's how we are moving. But nevertheless, the family really need also us at the right time, because they expect us to also be part of the family, as in African traditional way that your presence in the family make them happy, not that you are somewhere and you're always on phone. What is it? Because they'll be like, there is no any distance that can't be covered. And they said always, there are mountains which can't meet, but humans can meet. So they expect you also to be meeting them. You don't need to be as if you are stagnant somewhere that you can't know what is happening in the home. But those misfortunes in the family happen, but you are aware, you just only get information, so and so has passed on, and you'll be like, like that. But when you get indeed, you know the community has changed. There's someone who is usually in this area, but you find things have changed. You also have to be asking what has happened. For shorter time, when your leave gets done, you also come back. So that's basically how we really do as in person. And my being in Zara for the last 2 months, still I'm happy, despite the challenges in the community, different cultures, languages. So just trying to adapt in the daily conditions. Yeah.
You brought up this point that sometimes the family or friendships far from you are not always understanding. So dealing with for yourself to be away and missing out on life and important events, or family when they expect you to be, and sometimes they do not understand and they have some pressure for you that why are you not here. And
Yeah, true. And that has been really so haunting that even some of them uses words that the people who are supervising you, are they not human? Why can't they allow you maybe come and see the send off of your close relative so that you also, the community or the family knows that, yeah, you came, because if you start distending yourself, they'll be like you are losing contact with the family. You are no longer understanding the family matters. And being a man, sometimes with time you'll be assigned as to be the head of a family tree, and you're supposed to be knowing what happened by then and what did they decide on, what was not complete. Because we have this belief of sometimes they be retrieving something that, hey, the other thing last time was not done. So you have to start laying, how did it happen since I was away? So in some, they do understand, because the level of education matters also in this time of understanding some of these issues. That one is that, yes, in person, that if you have just been employed, it's really very hard for you to let a worker go back. At least there are some terms that you agree to. Secondly, you have to also consider when you go, how easily are you going to come back? Because there are some unforeseen circumstances. You say you are going for 2 days, you reach there and it becomes like a week, yet you left a big gap that people come on daily, Monday to Monday, morning to morning. So people come because they know that you are the person who is there. So it really creates that difference in knowing that now this family issue, it's important, yeah. But also there are some things that I don't know whether because being a medic, you get to understand that even though I go, I'm not going to resurrect someone, but what you can do is the little condolences message. You just talk to them, you send them what they can support with. Basically, I think that's what they would expect from you, that, yeah, you have come now, you are showing that maybe you are the one who has been taken care of, now they are lacking this. So if you all communicate with them effectively, they can guide. They'll be like, it's okay, even though you come, there will be nothing, he has gone, but kindly, your support is required. And then there you look at your way of supporting them. And that is what happened also with the long distance people that maybe you are forming, you are trying to build up with someone to have a family, but there are challenges. And your presence, sometimes it's what they want, not the voice, not you can send 1,000, can send whatever money, but they said, no, your money can't help. I just need you, otherwise I'm not feeling well. What is happening? So it reaches a time that sometimes you don't really end up a call well, and you just, the following day, maybe you give a person to maybe try to relieve the anxiety, the pain without you talking, because sometimes when you are talking but you are not satisfying their answer, their question, you feel like you are causing more pain. So you can request like, fine, maybe we can stop here for today, and you wish somebody best of her luck, and the NC calls back to be like, yeah, I slept well, thank you. At least it was not that I intended it, but it was an emotional event, and I really felt so emotional. But right now I'm fine. So you also get a reassurance. Yeah. So that's how we are really moving on.
That's tough, especially if you have this job to do and you cannot just leave. You have the patients to take care of, and you're part of a team, and the team needs you. So it sounds like there's like you're being pulled in two directions sometimes.
Yeah. So normally with that, we just feel like sometimes where it can overwhelm, it will be hard for you indeed to insist. There are events that everyone is concerned about. You are distance from the family, and there are things that needed you. And if you value, the work will be there. The work every time when you are unemployed, it reaches a time you have to leave. But the family is said to be there for you regardless of where deeply they are. At least one day you have to go and really be with them because that is where you are origin. So I really see it positively that there are events of people get leaves and they are really given, which I don't see it bad in the employment system, that if you request for something, being a paternal leave, being just maybe a loss of someone you request, you are given, you feel you are part of the community, part of the hospital, because everyone who works also, anything can happen and expected to also go and attend to such duties. So I have seen some positive outcome in people who go and request and they are given and you go and execute the duties where you are needed. You come back, they welcome you and you start from where you are. The good thing is because of the number, you can get a colleague that now you are leaving, but they are assigning him to your department. As you are away also, you'll be communicating because it's a sudden, you leave suddenly and there are other things that maybe you didn't finish. So you can communicate, okay, there's this person coming for review. I was expecting this. However, when you see, kindly do this, like that. And then at the end, you have that holistic management on them.
Colleagues here are very well trained in all areas, it seems. You said your family is now in the refugee camp?
Yeah, my family is in a refugee camp. There's a refugee settlement in Jumani district. I think in Uganda, it's one of the biggest district that has hosted refugees, and they are doing well. Though there are other challenges because of these are inflations. They have been getting ratios of this, but now they are cutting. They are saying we are running out of funding, so we are reducing what you have been getting. So every month you have to call to know what are their shortages. You have to support the one who are there, because sometimes the education system, they provide schools, but sometimes you also want to see something better for the ones who are below as the siblings.
So you're really supporting your whole family.
Yeah.
Thank you, Patrick. I didn't realize that your family was in that situation. We see all of you at work every day and very positive and working hard and all these things, and we don't know the things that you've seen and the things that you're sacrificing. Because it's not easy to just find the job near your family. You take the job where it's available.
What do you hope for the future? What are some of your hopes and dreams?
Yeah, just for yourself or for the hospital or for the country.
My expectation as in person, my hope in the future in an individual level is to expand on my academics. I admire people when they are like Dr. David. They have gone through in hardship, but they were able to also make it. So I'm sure that with time, even though when the situation is calm, still I can go through.
Yeah.
And I become of also another level as maybe a specialist. Yeah. So the expectations are many that though I can't say much because I'm also a bit new in the hospital, I need to understand what are their targets maybe, because others have vision that in 2030, by this hospital is supposed to be like this. And that is one of the things I've seen. They are setting up a new pediatric site. So meaning with the time, I'm hopeful that the hospital will be indeed a very great hospital. Because in the recent weeks, it was like the only referral center in the whole state. So if now we have all those functional units, like now the new pediatric site that's going to be constructed, meaning we are going to receive, and that one now, it's what motivates us now that if we don't have any pediatrician and they're setting up a good center, you find an opportunity to go and start to become a pediatrician, and you know that things will work out.
Two potential pediatricians right here.
So those things are there. I think hopefully that with the country, hope is just about stability. Where there's stability, there's growth, there's development, because all these insecurity things, they have returned things to zero. People are restarting what they have been having, have been broken down, shattered. So hopefully that we get stable, people understand, people speak one language. Let's be peace builders to one another. Let's love one another, and we stabilize the country, because a lot is really going on. We hear in other states something has erupted. So it also makes us, if you want, maybe you were hoping to go to that state for something, you feel some resistance because of the insecurity. And life is a priority, and it's a single thing. Once it's gone, it's gone. So we hope that it will be a peaceful country for everyone to stay in.
Yes, and like you said, love is important. Love is the best healer, really. Yes, Dr. Joseph, you wanted to say?
We want to, in future, we hope even all the hospitals, okay, to be covered with the medical teams, all of the teams, and to improve even all the service for the community. And for us, for me as a doctor, even to, like, I'm working now in the Sunriser Hospital. Then for me forward, my dreams to go for postgraduate, and later on maybe I will come back.
Yes, come
to
to the
help
pediatric ward.
Yeah. Yes, to work to support the hospital. And I hope this is not to be in Anzara here, also to be in different areas all of the South Sudan.
David, what are your hopes and dreams and aspirations? I think a lot of people aspire to be like you, actually.
Yeah, I have other things also, because this is not the end of career, just to be like a general orthopedic surgeon. We have many subspecialty programs, so that we need to improve our career. You will not stop till you die. You will just go on and on and on. Otherwise, this hospital now, it's growing well. And I hope that after 2-3 years, we will have like somebody who's here, pediatric, and the internal medicine, the consultants to be all here to deliver good services as like the way it is now. And also, I hope that this hospital will be, it's not going to be just a primary hospital, to be a tertiary hospital even. So people will come from very far to here, even though now we receive patients from, like now we do receive patients who comes from Congo, the border here. In the near future, I hope people will send patients from Juba to here because of the good services that we are delivering. And what motivates me more, it's all about the mortality rate has reduced in pediatrics under 5 years, and also maternal mortality rate has reduced with the available qualified medical officers. And I wish them well, and I hope that they will make it better to go for specialty program, so that we will come back here, all of us, and deliver services. So the community will try to raise up the community, and also to deliver some services to the schools which are here. Last time we went for a visit to Daniel Comboni School, and we gave a speech, I and Dr. Daniel from Australia, and they were very happy. And I'm quite sure they're inspired by us. And because I was telling them I'm from here, they couldn't believe it, that a doctor from our own country who can speak our same language. So they will be inspired. Whenever we go, we meet them, we tell them about, there is a bright side also. You can go to school somewhere, not only your life to be just in Anzara. You go there, study, be somebody different. You come, even though not you have studied medicine, you do engineering, then you come. That's how people will grow. So hopefully Anzara will make it better with the availability of the medical officers, the consultants, and increasing the health awareness.
Definitely. There's some things that I've learned here from the doctors we just spoke to for the past hour, is the reasons people become doctors is for helping the community. You see your people suffering and you want to change it. You want to help You want to take care of the sick and improve mortality rate in a country where maternal and child mortality is so high. You want better for them and you want better for your families, even though that means huge sacrifices and sometimes traumatic situations. And all of you have worked through COVID and war and are still dealing with these consequences of that. It's not like the glamour of it, because I think you're just working hard all the time and it's not easy. I think that that's the case everywhere. Being a doctor is a tough job, but when you're sacrificing your own life for the lives of every single other person, I think that's like the most admirable. Like, I've never seen anything so wonderful like this. But I think it's important for some of the skilled volunteers. CMMB has sent some volunteers to help kind of transfer skills and knowledge, but actually, like, the people listen, I just want to explain like how things happen, like the pediatric ward, and like explain how important donations are.
Yeah, I think in other places in the world where you donate, you don't necessarily like see the outcome of what you donate. But I think here it is very, very tangible. Like, money goes directly towards medication. And if you don't have medication, people die. It's that simple. Because you can buy so much with so little here, it makes a huge difference. And whenever we have shortages of medication or like IV cannulas, it's really, really challenging to treat patients. And what's astonishing to me is how much life we can save here with so little. I think that just inspires me, and I wasn't expecting it at all, because in the US we do so much, but here you can literally save so many lives with just bare minimum of medication and supplies. And so I think donations are really, really, really important to pay the staff here, to be able, because most of these patients here, they only pay a small amount and all of their healthcare is free. If this hospital didn't exist, you would lose so many children, mothers, adults, everyone. I mean, there would be nothing.
Exactly. And the patients pay so little because they don't have money. They can't afford anything. And even the expansion of the pediatric ward is from like the Friends of St. Teresa, the Australian organization, and just donating to help make the place better, because as we've heard, we have these amazing skilled doctors who take care of the patients, but they need to get paid and they need to have medications and equipment, supplies and buildings, and that's how things happen. And so skills and knowledge is one thing, but actually having the finances to do so is like absolutely needed. But any final wrap-up thoughts, and then we can eat dinner. How does that sound?
Anyway, thank you so much for this interview. It was very interactive, and from the very beginning, we were thinking like it's better to be just individual, but collective. It was so good, whereby you will listen to experiences of somebody, how he was going through his life, and it was actually fascinating. And just to add on that, training a medical doctor in South Sudan for a family to raise up to have a doctor in a family isn't easy. So that's why here our doctor-patient ratio is something you can't imagine. In the whole of the state, you will be like 4 doctors, whereby the state takes like 1 or 1.5 million. So it's not an easy thing. That's why we need to talk about it, go to school, to just inspire those who are growing up that medicine is good, it will help people, whereby our number will increase. It's not about money. In our time, nobody will tell us. Nobody. When I joined medical school, I have no one to tell me about. Yeah. So it wasn't easy. And I have gone through difficulties here and there. And the family also, they were suffering with me. Getting the books for medicine was very expensive. So it wasn't easy. That's why we need to try our best. Whenever we go to some gathering, people will they like being a doctor in a community. Everybody will come next to you. They want to hear from you. So we have to work hard. And let's also give thanks to Sudan Relief for their funding, and also for CMMB by implementing this project in Anzara, and also by sending the volunteers. I hope this will not be the first and the last. I hope they will be sending more and more volunteers so that they will see what's going on here, and they will go out there and tell people about Anzara and about healthcare system in South Sudan. We have seen the other time Mercy, she came here, head of volunteer, if I have not mistaken. She was here and she was very impressed with the work that two of you are doing. So thank you so much for the service you have delivered, and I wish you well.
Thank you so much, Dr. David. Never met anyone quite like you, and it's very inspiring for me as a doctor in the U.S. to see doctors here who give of themselves more and more and more, and the true meaning of being a doctor and doing it for all the right reasons. I know I transferred hopefully some skills and knowledge, but I've gained so much and been inspired and really touched. So thank all of you, and thank you, Ashley, for being here with me, because I don't know what I would do without you. So.
Oh, I wouldn't live without you either. So I'm very sad that you're leaving, and then I have to hang out with all of these guys for the next 3, 4 months, 5 months, however
Just
long.
give them tea and bread, and they'll be okay.
They'll still like me, maybe.
Yeah.
They won't get sick of me, hopefully soon.
Okay, thank you, everyone.